Hi. Yes, are you here for the personality assessment? You are? Okay, thank you so much for coming in. I'm so sorry that I'm running late. The person that I was interviewing right before you ended up going on way too long, and that is totally okay if you do the same. However, I felt bad because you were my last client for the day, and I didn't want you to feel left out. Okay, thank you so much for understanding. I'm so happy that you've decided to come in and be a part of our personality assessment here today. Yes, so we can kind of go through what the process is going to look like. So it's going to be a couple of things. Basically, the whole goal of this is for me to be able to write you up a personality summary of yourself based off of your answers to a multitude of questions. So the questions are going to be deeply personal, and I do ask that you answer all of them to the very best of your ability. I recognize that some questions you may not want to answer, and if that is the case, that is totally alright. But I did want to let you know that if you don't answer all the questions, I cannot write you up a really good summary. Okay, yes, and while you were at the desk over there, did they give you the consent form? They did. Brilliant. Okay, so honestly, if it's okay with you, I'd like to just get right into it. It's going to be a lot of questions, and if you don't mind, I do have my iPad here, and I'm going to be taking notes on my iPad at the same time. Is that alright with you? It is. Okay, perfect. So, let me just... I'm so sorry, would you mind reminding me of your name? This is so embarrassing, I know. Okay, let me look you up. Perfect. Okay, I have it right here. Alright, so I have your name, your age, and your date of birth, but why don't you go ahead and tell me your address? I'd like to write that down, please. Okay. Okay, so this wasn't too far of a drive for you, was it? Okay, perfect. So we're gonna start off with some pretty simple questions. Questions you may already know the answer to in your brain, and then we'll get into deeper questions. Questions that you might have to think a little bit more about, okay? Okay, beautiful. What is your favorite color? Okay. Who is your favorite music artist? That is certainly a choice, yes. Okay. What is the last movie that you watched? Okay. Sorry if I take pauses. It's kind of hard for me to not come up with a personality summary on the spot. And of course, the more answers you provide, the more I can put together. Yeah, if you just heard that person cough, it's Greg. I don't know why Greg is still a personality summarizer here, but we love Greg. So yes, I'm going to be coming up with some of my thoughts as I'm asking you these questions, but of course it'll get further and further and further in detail the more that you answer. So, how did you feel about that movie? Oh, really? Okay, so you thought that the movie was a little scary. Yes, I have heard that is quite a scary movie. Perfect. Okay, so who is your childhood best friend, or did you have a best friend in childhood? Okay. I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't really sure. I kind of thought that everybody had a best friend, but no best friend, and that is completely normal. Okay, thank you. So, how was your relationship with your mother? So I did remind you this is a personality assessment, not a therapy appointment. Yes. personality type in your character development. What are you most scared of? Okay. You're still listening. No, please. Are all of these on an equal playing field? Or, I'm so sorry, I just hit my recording microphone. And yes, as you should have read in subsection C of section 84 in that pamphlet that you filled out back at the office, I do record all of my sessions so I can go back through them again. Okay? Okay, perfect. So are all of these fears on an equal playing field? They are. And last but not least, birds. Understood. I do not like birds. Okay. So, if you had to tell me about the best day of your childhood, what are 3 words you would use to describe it? You're really thinking hard there. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Good. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. What was your last dream about? Describe it to me in 2 sentences or less. Okay. Perfect. Let's do question number 9. If you had to pick an animal to describe yourself, what would it be? A wolf. Yes. Yes. Oh, not a wolf. Not a wolf. Sorry. I'm so sorry. That is a good answer too. So, how do you feel about podcasts? How do I feel about podcasts? Personally, I think they're kind of stupid. I think everybody should be allowed to love what they love. Although you'll never catch me putting a podcast on in the car, if that makes sense. I'll almost always opt into music, or sometimes I've literally put on TV shows and then turn the screen off and put it down and listen to the TV show like an audiobook, or audiobooks themselves, but rarely ever podcasts. Okay, what about question 68? What is the most traumatic thing that has ever happened to you? Perfect, thank you. What is your favorite dinner food? Lunch food? Do you eat breakfast? If you do eat breakfast, what is your favorite breakfast food? Okay. I'm starting to develop a little bit of an understanding. Just not quite sure exactly how I want to go about this. I can see that these questions are connected, but sorry, I'm just rambling to myself. I'm starting to get a good picture of you, and I think that is just absolutely As a child, what did you dream about being when you grew up? And what are you now? Okay. Okay, we're gonna jump to these very specific questions. I'm going to say a word, and you're going to say the first word that you associate with the word. Yes. Like a word association game. Does that kind of make sense? Yes. Okay. Alright. Dog. Pink. Round. Shoe. School. Trick or treat. Holiday. Notebook. Special. Iridocyclitis. Okay. Yes. No, you can't really do good nor bad on this. It really is just a tool for you to understand yourself better. It's kind of like, do you know those like Myers-Briggs inventory, things like that? Except we're still working on getting this validated. It's not quite there yet, but you're being a very willing subject, which I quite like. Who is your favorite character on Criminal Minds? Okay. That makes sense. Looking at all the other answers, I would say that one makes the most sense compared to look when you're connecting that answer together. I think this one usually gives me a lot of insight to you are my personal favorite characters, Spencer Reed and Elle Greenway. Do with that information what you will. Okay, who is your least favorite Disney princess? No, not most favorite, not least favorite. Would you rather wear jeans or leggings or sweatpants? Okay. If you had to think of a fictional character that described you, your personality, what you were like, who would you pick? Most certainly, that's an answer. If you could be an element bender, kind of like Avatar the Last Airbender, which element would you bend? Do you believe in astrology? Okay. Write that down. You're doing very good so far. We only have about 10 questions to go. Is that alright with you? Yes. Okay. What is your favorite season? If you had to call up a friend right now, how do you think they would describe you? Use 5 different words. What is your favorite month of the year? Okay. You've given me a lot of good information so far. Just it's getting kind of hard to piece things together. Some things are not necessarily making any sense to me. Okay. Books, TV, or movies? Perfect. What flower do you think describes your scent? If you could smell like any flower, what would you smell like? Good answer. Yes, of course, good answer. Okay, we're in the home stretch. You're doing so very good, and I appreciate your time very, very much. Okay, so what is your favorite thing to drink? Perfect. Okay. What is your favorite holiday? Now, I know I brought it up in the word association, but that wasn't me asking your association with holiday. So if you said that your favorite was fall, but in word association you said spring, I feel like I can develop some sense of understanding about you. Yes, yes. What television show were you obsessed with as a teenager? Okay, and then I have one more question. Now this one is one that I use very often, and it almost is kind of this like, you know what I mean, like this amazing piece of putting you together as a whole. Were you on Tumblr as a child? Good to know, good to know. Let me look at this a little bit here. Of course, there's so many things going on here. You're a very complex person. I quite like that. That's pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Maybe these things are connected. Yes, so. Okay, so I appreciate your time very, very much, and I will make sure to do a thorough review of my non-validated process, and what I'm going to do is send you a written report of your personality, and it is going to include some of your strengths and your weaknesses, and you can use that however you would like. You can attach it to a resume, you can tell other people to come in, and it is completely up to you how you want to use this personality assessment. Yes, I appreciate your time very much. That will be $473.28. Okay, thank you. Let me just... Okay, give me one quick second. Okay. Sorry, my thing is acting up. I don't know why. Okay. So, just select an option there for me. Okay. Thank you very much. That was very generous of you. And I appreciate you coming into the personality assessment and answering those very deeply personal questions. And I hope to see you here in the future. And I hope to hear an update from you about how this has helped you. Yes. And if you send in a referral, then you will get